Amidst the world's growing food crisis, a chilling prediction echoes governments will crumble and chaos will reign. The global food shock, as described in the recent report by S&P Global, is sweeping through emerging and developing countries, triggered by geopolitical tensions and erratic weather patterns. The article delves into the intricacies of this unfolding catastrophe, highlighting how this crisis has the potential to destabilize entire nations. It forces us to confront the vulnerability of economies heavily reliant on food imports and exports, emphasizing the dire consequences that could unravel if immediate measures are not taken to avert disaster. In this increasingly interconnected world, can we safeguard against the impending turmoil and prevent the upheaval of established geopolitical orders? Welcome to Global Economic Drops, where we bring you simple summaries of important daily and weekly economic news from around the world. Our mission is to simplify the economy and help you navigate the treacherous waters facing investors today. So, before we get into today's videos, hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications by clicking the bell icon. And if you find our news briefs valuable, don't forget to hit the like button. Leave a comment down below telling us just what you think is going on with the state of the world, and share this video with a friend or two so that you can all stay updated together. Thanks for watching, and now let's dive into it. The world stands on the brink of a calamitous global food crisis, one that threatens the stability of nations and the well-being of millions. Amidst the current geopolitical landscape and the volatility of weather patterns, a perfect storm is brewing, amplifying the already tenuous situation. Recent warnings from S&P Global have painted a grim picture, emphasizing the vulnerability of emerging and developing countries to the shocks of disrupted food supply chains. The heart of this crisis lies in the aftermath of the conflict in Ukraine, disrupting crucial grain and oil shipments, and the continued sanctions on Russia's food exports. As a consequence, the ripples are felt across continents, from Africa to Asia and the Middle East, where nations heavily reliant on these imports find themselves grappling with surging food prices and impending scarcity. The repercussions have been devastating, with recent instances of governments buckling under the weight of food-related economic strain, as seen in Sri Lanka's debt default and the protests in Iraq. The most vulnerable in this complex web of events are the low and modest income countries, particularly those in Africa, the Caucasus, Central Asia, and the Middle East. Nations like Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, and Morocco find themselves at the mercy of disrupted Ukrainian exports, while Tajikistan and Uzbekistan are confronted with the slashing of wheat exports from Kazakhstan. This disruption threatens to tip the scales towards acute food shortages, fueling social unrest and political instability. However, amid the chaos, some nations are faring better. Argentina and Brazil, significant exporters of grains and beef, are reaping the benefits of soaring prices, while Middle Eastern oil producers capitalize on increased oil revenues to offset the rising food costs. Yet, the broader landscape remains grim, as more emerging economies face the specter of financial crisis, defaults, and social unrest, exacerbated by the already strained aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. The long-term consequences are staggering. Ukraine's production capabilities are marred, and the impact of the conflict is poised to reverberate for years. Climate change-induced extreme weather events continue to disrupt crop yields, making staple foods increasingly unreliable. The road to recovery appears distant, as it will take significant global restructuring and recalibration of food markets to meet the escalating demands of vulnerable nations. As the plight of these nations worsens, the risk of political upheaval and societal disarray looms ever larger. The prophetic words of Gerald Salent serve as a haunting reminder that amidst despair, people pushed to their limits can take desperate and unpredictable actions. How can the world brace itself against this impending crisis? What immediate actions can governments and international organizations take to prevent the collapse of economies and the eruption of social unrest on a global scale? How can we, as global citizens, contribute to averting this crisis and ensure a more stable and secure future for all? Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and remember to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on global economic news. See you on the next video, and please like and share if you enjoy our content.